Hey. Oh my goodness, come on. Damn, I'm trying to find my live here. It's not showing up. I wonder why. Come on. Anyway, whatever. I'll figure that out in a minute. But yes, hello, I'm back and I have a new light. So I'm able to use my glasses, which I'm a glasses girl. I love wearing my glasses. You know, contacts are fun every once in a while, but they really like burn my eyes. And I know that's probably like, what is it? I probably just need different contacts. I just don't like things in my eye. I like just popping on my glasses and call it a day, you know? But yeah, y'all, I have been sick for the past couple days, so that's where I've been. Okay. All right, perfect. So I have my support link here just in case anybody wants to support the channel. Any support is greatly appreciated. But yeah, let's just get right into it. You know, it is Saturday, it's 12:30. I'm sure a lot of people are out enjoying the day. Today is really a chill day for me. I gotta do some cleaning. And today's the first day that I'm actually feeling up to coming on live. And I've been gone for like four days, and oh my gosh, I was not a happy camper. I was trying my best just to relax and stuff, but I love going live, and I couldn't go live because I was all stuffed up, and obviously I didn't feel good. So I'm so glad I am here and I'm back. It has been quite the few days. I really had to remind myself to relax and just let my body heal. And that's what I did, and now I'm here, so yay! And I probably do sound a little stuffed up. That's just like the aftermath, whatever. But we're gonna get right into it. So today's topic is how to get back on track when you feel off. This goes perfect with what I just experienced with being like pretty sick, and I had like a pretty high fever and body aches. It was just ugh. I'm so glad that was over. I never get sick, so that just like completely bombarded me. And you know, I'm somebody that likes to be active. I like to get things done, and you know, so when I'm like bedridden and can't get up and clean and do the things that I want to do and go on live, I feel like something is wrong. So I'm just glad to be back. But you know, even though I took a couple days off, I felt like my motivation was gone. Hey Ray Joy, how are you? But yeah, I felt like my motivation was gone, and then I realized like it's not gone. I just need to tap into it. And I think a lot of people go through this, you know, when they're working on something and then they like get sick or something happens in their life and they have to like put a pause on it, and then they feel like they can't get back to it because they just feel weird and off. You know, that's something that you got to pull yourself out of. You know, when I didn't really have much inspiration or motivation to get up here on live, I was like, I watched my old videos, and that helped me get in the mood and feel like uplifted and stuff. And that's kind of what you have to do when you're feeling stuck. You have to tap into the energy. You can't just wait for it to come to you. You know, listen to uplifting music, listen to uplifting people. You know, take care of yourself. That's another one. You know, when you take care of yourself, you feel good, and when you feel good, you are more likely to have a good day. Oh my gosh, this lighting. Okay. Yeah, so I got this another light so I could like have my glasses. I thought that I had to get like a special anti-reflective glass, and I'm just not knowledgeable with lighting. So when I found out you have to have like the light above you looking down for the glare not to happen, I was like, okay, well, I wish I knew that in the beginning. And if you guys didn't know that, if any of you wear glasses, life hack, get your light up above you so it's not like directly into the glasses. Thank you, TikTok, for teaching me that. No fireplace on the TV today. It is 70-something degrees and it's the middle of the day. I'm trying to find I'm trying to get a better background. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that, but just stay tuned. But yeah, if anybody who's just hopping on, hey, I hope you guys are all having a good Saturday. I was just talking about how I've been sick and that's why I've been gone. I'm just glad I'm back. I'm really glad I'm back. I was wanting to get on live and I couldn't because I was like sick. And I had to like force myself to relax, and you know that's what you have to do too. When you're sick, your body needs to rest. It needs time to recover. So you know I had to like sedate myself, watch some Netflix, and you know focus on getting better. So being sick, because like I said, I never get sick. And I know they say never, but literally I don't get sick. And I'm just very blessed in that aspect, but this sickness taught me a lot. It taught me to slow down, and not like force things, and just you know let things happen, let yourself recover. You know, we're not machines, we're not robots. We require rest, and rest is very productive. So let's see here, I'm looking at my notebook. You guys got any plans for the Saturday? I really don't. My plans are to be cleaning all day. But like I said, I wanted to get on here first, and because I love being live. I feel like it helps to uplift the world and, you know, talk to you guys. It's always nice talking to all of you. But, yeah, so let's see. Oh yeah, so like journaling, and I know I always talk about journaling and doing diaries and voice memos, video diaries, all of that stuff. Especially when you're in a good mood. If you write down stuff when you're in a good mood and write about it, or you know you make a video and you're like really positive and you're you know in a good mood, it really helps when you are having like a lack of motivation or you feel off to go back to that time and read or watch yourself, and you can literally get yourself out of a rut. So you know when you're really joyful and really you know happy, write it down, or you know make a quick video, and that way in the future, because some days we're going to feel off, we're not always going to feel 100% every day. You know, especially with like life, and you know life gets to you, like people get sick, your family members might be in trouble, or you know something with work. You know things can bombard us and make us forget you know how to be joyful and how to be grateful and how to just live in the moment. So definitely the next time you're feeling like really joyful, just take a quick video, you know, especially if you're somebody who struggles with, you know, getting off track, falling off the wagon, or, you know, reverting back to your old ways. Definitely make like a record of you being joyful, and so you can look back on that and be like, oh yeah, and you can like literally get yourself pumped up. You're like, yeah, I remember her. Oh, she was happy. She was on a roll that day. And then you're going to just embody that, because everything is energy. And you know, where's the quote here? I wrote something down along these lines. Did I write it somewhere else? Oh, here it is. We have to tap into the energy. We don't wait for the energy to come to us. Remember, energy can be manipulated. You can literally be in a bad mood and then switch yourself into a good mood if you consciously try and do it. You know, like say if you're listening to a lot of sad music, and you know, you don't want to be sad, switch to happy music, and you're going to start feeling that happiness and that joy. And we have to tap into these energies. We can't just wait for our motivation to get back. You know, we have to get ourselves out of that rut. And hey John, happy birthday, March 21st. Hope you're doing something fun, and it's a Saturday. Heck yeah. But yeah, definitely, I know I've like said this a million times, but if you struggle with getting in a rut and you lose track of, you know, how to be joyful, document yourself when you are actually joyful, and then you can look back on that and, you know, get your energy back. Be like, I remember her, she was on a roll, she was having a good day that day, he or she, and you'll be able to feel rejuvenized, is that a word? Rejuvenized and refreshed. So, you know, you can really use yourself to, you know, pump yourself up. You know, it's the same way when you look at inspirational people or people that like talk positively on the internet. When you listen to them, you start feeling that. So, you know, you can do that, or you can also do it for yourself. I usually do both. Especially going on live, I gotta tap into that high energy, you know? Box like an empty headlock. All right, so yeah, I definitely got off track for a little bit, and I was starting to feel a little negative, but like I said, you got to pull yourself out of that. You got to intervene, and you do have that power to do that. And, you know, remember, like, especially if you've been going through a lot and you're, like, trying to get back to, you know, whatever it is you're doing, like going to the gym, eating healthy, you know, content creating if that's what you do, or getting back to school, especially if you've been sick. You know, you can't, we all feel like, oh, I can't get the motivation back. Oh, that seems so overwhelming. But you don't have to give your 100% immediately, especially if you've been sick or something happened and you fell off the wagon. Just ease yourself back into it and be patient and gentle with yourself. You can't like take a break and then come back full 100%. So definitely be easy on yourself for that. On stuff like that, especially if you're not feeling motivated. The last thing you want to do when you're not motivated and you feel like you're in a rut is be like, why am I so dumb? Why am I so like, why can't I just get up? Don't talk to yourself like that, okay? You know, you wouldn't talk to a child like that. You wouldn't be like, you're lazy, get up, come on. You know, you need to be doing more. No, you'd be like, hey, it's okay. Yeah, like everybody has these days. It's okay. We'll get through it. Let's just be positive. Let's be kind to ourselves. You know, I did not grow into a better person being negative and belittling myself. I know there's like a narrative, like you ever see those like grown men screaming on camera? And like they're like, you need to get out of bed and stop being lazy. You know, that helps some people, but that never helped me. I'm like, who are you yelling at? This makes me not want to do anything. Like, I don't know. But I definitely know there's some people that benefit from getting yelled at, but me personally, no. And yeah, you should definitely keep yourself accountable and be disciplined, but you don't need to be like calling yourself crazy names and belittling yourself. All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, Brittany. Hey, TWC and John. Thank you, John. You're stoked. Heck yeah, that's a nice Saturday activity. Hey, Brittany. Do you like cats or dogs? I like both. Yeah.
Explain what's your phone in the kitchen.
Amelia, don't touch that, okay? All right. Hey, Amar. Do you like cats or dogs? That's right. I like both. I do have cats. You know, dogs, I don't know. I just don't really feel the need to have a dog. I might have one in the future, but I definitely prefer cats. But they're both amazing. I like my parents have 2 German Shepherds, and they're so cute. And they used to have back in the day.
I'm going to take a little break from cleaning. Is that okay?
Yeah, Mia. Oh my God, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they had 2. What are they called? Saint Bernards. Oh my goodness, so they're so smart and so big. Hey J-Man, thank you. TWC I have adult ADHD and autism, but I'm not handicapped, and I have OCD. I'm 21 and a Taurus, and I got a Nirvana shirt from Amazon, and I like it, and I got one from Walmart, and I like them. Heck yeah! I'm sorry you struggle with all that. I definitely have ADHD too. I don't take medicine for it, though. Hey Curtis. Hey Blue Alien. Hairline all the way back. Yeah. TWC. Ooh, you mix coffee with Monster? That's X Games mode. And happy spring. Hey J-Man. Hey MR. Nora, you're pregnant? Congratulations. I love my golden retriever. Yeah, they're so cute. The hair, the cat hair is crazy. I couldn't imagine having back to my parents having German Shepherds, the hair is everywhere. You gotta clean every single day. My guardian cat's name is Solomon. Cute. A golden retriever and 3 cats. Do they get along? Because they also have cats there, and the cats and the dogs don't get along at all. Happy second day of spring. I didn't even know that. I've been so sick that I'm not knowing what's going on. I'm just dazed into Netflix, wishing I felt better. But happy spring. Okay. So let's see. Thanks for everyone for coming and being here. I appreciate all of you. It took a long time, but they get along. That's good. Do I sing? Sometimes I like to sing. I want to tap into that a little more. It's something so freeing, just getting that, it feels so good to sing. And I'm very much about getting things out. I know a lot of people will try to, what's it called? People that are very vocal, when they're frustrated, they go, ah! And then they go on about their day, and I feel like people try to make that seem like that's not appropriate, and I disagree. I feel like people that just get it out, it's not stuck in them. They're just, letting it out. And I feel like the same with singing. There's times where if I'm feeling a lot emotionally, I just start singing with a song that resonates with me. I just feel instantly better. And that's why I always say talk to yourself too, because if you're stuck in your mind a lot, especially about a problem, you're trying to figure something out, say it out loud. And you can hear yourself say it, and usually it works itself out. GK, I'm sorry I missed your comment. I didn't see it. There's a lot of people here commenting, but happy birthday. Happy birthday to all of the birthday people today. Big Swan, my cat just tried to eat an entire 4-foot long bloom string. Oh my gosh. Hey Brayden. Hey, I'm new but have no friends on live that know that I'm dying and I have heart issues. I am so sorry. I wish you all of the love in the world. Fit check. I'm wearing a green shirt and some sweatpants. Hey, beautiful. Thank you, Hustle. Hey, Gabriel. Hello, doctor. I hope I can say this without... I look like a therapist? Oh, thank you. I'm definitely not a therapist, though. I'm not a licensed professional. Allison doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. I do need to do some push-ups. I need to get these arms toned. All right. So many of you. Hey, y'all. Help. I needed... Love your glasses. Thank you, MP. Dang, man, you're funny. I believe in a God, yes. I'm not religious, but I definitely believe in God, the universe, a higher power, the source. Preppy, help, I need advice. What do I do if I have a crush on a girl and I told them and they said they are not gay? You just gotta accept that, you know? Don't get attached to people too quickly. You know, a lot of the times we like somebody and then we attach ourselves to them before anything really happens, or even if you're just friends. And that can really set yourself up for failure. I promise I know that person probably seems like the best person in the world to you right now. But in our head, sometimes we make it seem a lot like it makes it seem like that person is way better and all of these things, and they're really not. That's called limerence. But you know, you just let yourself feel the feelings, put like a sad song or two, let all that emotion out, and then get back to business. And the business is you and your internal state. You can't be walking around here being all sad and stuff, okay? You gotta feel it, let it go, and move on. And then imagine, like, if you really do want a partner, imagine your, like, dream partner and like how they would treat you and how you guys would act together. And when you think about stuff like that, and instead of focusing all of your attention on one person, you are eventually going to attract that type of person to you. Just don't be desperate for love. Don't be desperate for a partner. Go. We are the universe trying to understand ourselves. Yes, like, what's that quote? We are not humans experiencing the world where the... What is it? Me and these quotes. We're like the universe... We are the universe experiencing itself as human beings. So what's the convo right now? I don't know. I'm just going through all these comments. It's really fun, like, seeing all you guys here. I need some lip gloss. My lips are dry. But yeah, today we are talking about how to get back on track when you feel off. And, you know, really tap into the energy that you were in when you first started. Or if you haven't started anything, you need to start with just shifting your mindset into a more positive one. You know, instead of saying, oh my God, I have no energy for this, or I don't want to do this, say, I'm going to do this and we're going to get it done, and that's it. You know, cut the overthinking. A lot of people think overthinking is very hard to stop. And it definitely is a commitment. It's just something you have to commit to. And you should commit to yourself. You are worthy of your own time to commit to yourself. So like overthinking is definitely something I had to focus on for about a week or two. And it just takes a lot of redirection back to the present. But you have to just say, I'm done with this. I'm done getting in my own way, because that's what you do when you're overthinking and procrastinating, is you're getting in your own way. You need to just be like, stop. We're not going to be talking about this no more. There's no more this, that, what if. No, I'm going to get this done, and then you're going to go get it done, and you're going to be like, that was pretty easy. And then you're going to start building confidence, because now you're like, wait, I can listen to myself. I can just do it, and it's not really that hard. It's only hard because you're thinking about it. You're thinking about how long it's going to take you. You're thinking about it's going to be, you know, too complicated. It's going to be this or that. And your brain just starts making up stories, and then you believe the stories, and then you give up. And we can't do that. We need to stop giving up on ourselves. The number one person we should not be giving up on is ourselves, because we have to live with ourselves. How to tell if somebody loves you? You'll know. If you have any type of gut feeling, you gotta listen to that. You know, because usually when your gut tells you, hey, this person's not right, or there's something wrong with this situation, it's usually right. And I feel like if you have to ask yourself that, you know, it's probably not love, you know? Preppy, I don't like them anymore anyways. Heck yeah. Hey, Joseph. Yeah, if I miss any of you guys' comments, there's just a lot here, but I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you all have a good day. Thank you, John. No sound. There's no sound? Oh. Oh. What happened? Can you guys hear me now? That's so weird. Can you guys hear me? I hear you? Perfect. Okay. I don't know what happened. I did not click on anything. My phone is an iPhone 11, so it's like on its last leg. So. Okay, YouTube be glitching. Okay. That makes me feel better. I was like, this dang phone. Choo-choo. Okay. Alright, I think I got caught up here. Hey, Ian. We're doing good. You have a Samsung phone? Thank you, Callie. Have I ate shawarma? And should I sub to you? I don't know. If you resonate with what I'm saying, you should definitely sub. Hey, Chris. Christian. Can we cuss or not? You can cuss. This is a free space. I mean, to an extent. Don't be loud. Saying some crazy off the wall stuff, but this is a chill place. All right. Do you like Americans? Yeah. You know, I think there's, I think we all know this stuff. You know, I'm not really a huge like people person, especially like in big crowds or stuff. But I have plenty of like American family and like American family members and stuff. I'm American, so we're not all bad. I'm a freaking toddler. Okay. Thank you for taking time out of your day to tell me that. Appreciate it. Hey, Flipotamus. Alright. Could I ever sell peanuts at a stadium? I don't think so. I'd be so overwhelmed with those crowds. And I got a water bottle, y'all. In one of my morning lives, I was like, I never have a water bottle. I just carry a glass of water with me everywhere. And then the glass of water spilled all over the floor. Like 3 minutes later, I was like, okay, it's time. Happy Saturday from California. Good afternoon to you, Phlebotomist. I hope you're doing good. All right. But yeah, so, you know, if you're not feeling on track today and you're not feeling motivated, just, you know, first of all, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you are in the bathroom, getting yourself ready, take a shower, brush your teeth, wash your face, all of that good stuff. A lot of the times people forget hygiene, and a lot of us weren't taught like proper hygiene as well, but when you take care of yourself, you feel good and you tend to have a better day. You know, so if you are trying to get something done, you're trying to get motivated, get ready. You know, get an outfit on, you know, like you're about to leave the house. And, you know, when we're in our pajamas and, you know, our hair's a mess and we haven't showered and brushed our teeth, you know, that dirt, you can feel it and you don't feel good. It's like literally weighing you down. So definitely, thank you, Taryn. I appreciate it. One night I went to bed at 5 a.m. and woke up at 10. Oh my goodness. King Arthur himself couldn't pull me out. Oh my gosh, you have to have more faith in yourself. Yeah, okay, so what else do I want to talk about? You know, and don't get stuck in those negative thought loops. You know, don't get stuck in those negative thought loops of, oh, I can't do that, or I can't do this, or this is really hard. You know, those thought loops are going to happen, and they're only continuing to happen because you're just allowing it. And just make that commitment to saying, you know, I'm going to get out of my own head. I'm going to focus on the positive and what I want to grow. Like, okay, so this is something that's really interesting. Like when you're, say, you know, you're on social media, right? And you're clicking and paying attention to like negative videos. And when you're liking or even just watching it, the algorithm is continuing to show you the same video over and over because you're paying attention to it. And that's basically what happens in real life. When you're paying attention to the negative, you're just going to see negative, and it's going to seem like all these negative things are happening. And you got to start starving what you don't want more of. So like, you know, say you don't like gossip and there's people gossiping around you. Don't be like, I hate gossip. Gossip is dumb. Gossip is this and that. You know, you're focusing on the gossip, and the gossip is going to continue happening because you're not just ignoring it. You know, like conversations that I don't feel aligned with, when they happen, I don't listen. I don't engage. I don't think about it unless like it's a discussion about something. But there's a lot of times where people will talk to me about things and that don't align with me, like whether it's gossiping, talking about the news, talking about the wars, talking about people dying and all of that. I don't pay attention to that stuff. You know, I focus on the positive. And I know that a lot of people may think that's selfish to not watch the news and stuff, but a lot of the news, especially in the United States, is propaganda, and a lot of it's fake. And it's a lot of it's fear mongering too, a lot of it. You should definitely be wary of anybody who's trying to instill fear. You know, when you have fear, they have control over you. And you just, I get being informed. I think being informed and having discussions is 100%, needed, especially for growth. But the way that it's going down with these people like screaming and fighting with each other on the internet, and most of it's rage bait. A lot of people fall for rage bait all the time. And you know, when you're angry at something, you know, especially with other people, you are putting out so much energy, and you know, people feed off of that. And it's a real problem. And you know, like, that's why rage bait exists, to make people mad. And the person that makes the rage bait gets all this energy from all these people that are like, blah blah blah, you're this, you're that, and you're just sending all of your energy just willingly over to this person, and they're just like eating it up. So don't fall for rage bait. It's just meant to make you mad and keep you distracted, you know. And you know, especially if you got goals and you're trying to like get better or master yourself and get healthier, you have to focus on, you know, that. You have to focus on your goals, and you have to see yourself achieving those goals and conquering things. Don't get, fear is a liar. Exactly. We are all purged in the game. I'm autistic. Diddy? You're crazy. What are you doing? It's crazy how people spend their free time. Exercising their free will. No point in getting angry. Exactly. Be slow to anger. And you know, anger can be a very productive emotion, because emotions are energy in motion. And when you are super angry, you can make things happen. But when you're getting angry all the time, you're just basically feeding the machine that thrives off of negativity and fear. You know, when you're focused on these news that are spewing fake news, basically, and propaganda and trying to make you scared and, you know, buy a bunch of things and this and that, you're like feeling that and you're like, oh my God, the world's going to crap. You're like plugged in the machine and you're feeding it. And you don't have to do that. That's good. Being offended is a waste of time. It is. And if you're getting offended by people, you know, there's some part of you that is like insecure. I mean, if you got a solid argument, you shouldn't really be offended. You gotta back yourself up. We are all plugged in the game. Yeah, I get it to an extent. But I definitely think if you don't pay attention to it and you're not falling for the rage bait and, you know, pushing that agenda further of like division and separation, it's just making it more real. They see what they want to happen and then they're creating it and we're feeding into it. And we don't want to do that. What do you mean you'll not be able to think straight? Okay, so yeah, we said focus on taking care of yourself. You know, back to what I said, I think this is a really good one. When you're really joyful, the next time you're joyful and you're feeling motivated and you're feeling like conquering all your goals, definitely make a video of it, make a writing, create a story or something. So when you're when you're in that rut and you're feeling off and you're not feeling your full self, go back to those things that you've done, the videos and the writings, and that will be able to get you out of your own rut as well. Yes, emotional reactions will happen, but we don't have to act upon them. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, and you definitely, like, if you are a very emotional person, you're very emotionally reactive, you have to be careful of that too, because there are people out there that try to trigger you because A, they might think it's funny, B, they're trying to get your energy, and C, they're trying to make you look stupid. You know, if you're quick to react, this person might trigger you in front of your boss and you might start freaking out and now you look bad even though they rage baited you. They don't see that. They only see the reactive part. So you really got to get control of your emotional state. And of course we're going to get triggered sometimes, especially if it's something like, you know, really, I don't know, like whatever the case is. If you feel like, oh, this person, do not act on it. Don't let that person know you just got on their nerves, because then they're going to know that and they're going to push your buttons in the future. Just let it be. Able to think straight when we're angry. A lot, yeah. Sometimes, but a lot of people do things a lot of people get caught up in that cycle of anger or the emotion of anger, and they just go crazy. They do things they don't mean to do, and it's because when you're super angry and stressed, you're not thinking logically. And that's why it's very important to master yourself and master your internal state, because when you are out of control of your emotions, people can pull you in different directions. When you are like internally sound and you have that under control, because that's the only thing you can control is your internal state, you are going to find that people aren't going to be able to control you and push you in different ways. And so it's very important that we do master ourselves in that way, so we don't get manipulated and we don't get swayed in a way that we don't really want to go. Misery loves company. That is the truth. They flock like they're like a flock of birds. Oh, thank you, Fifth River. Thank you, Andrew. You as well. Anger's like alcohol. Yeah. Stay Buddhism if you want to master yourself. Yeah, it's definitely a route. I definitely didn't have like any religion that I stuck with when I mastered myself. And I mean, I'm still doing it. It's like a lifetime commitment, and it's not something, it's not like a goal, like, or a level you reach where I master myself, I'm done. Like, no, you gotta not constantly, but you do have to continue to grow and learn. And you know, that's like another thing. Before I got here on YouTube Live, before I started my content channels, I was like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I want to do this or that, or I want to reach this level. And then one day I was like, what? Like, if I'm not ready now, I'll never be ready. And sometimes you just gotta go for it. Always room for improvement. Yes, if you're not learning every day, you're not growing. Why are you scared, TWC? But yeah, I was just like, why don't I just get on here and just learn as I grow? Because I'm always changing. I'm always, you know, perspectives change, and you know, feelings about things change, and you know, people change, and you know, there might be times where, you know, I might change my opinion on certain things, and that's okay. That's what happens when you learn and grow. I think I got stuck in this trap of feeling like I had to be a consistent, like in a consistent, I'm trying to explain this the best way that I can. I know a lot of people can relate, but I've always been somebody that could understand all perspectives, and it was always hard for me to have like one stance, because it's like, oh, I understand like how this person feels, and I understand like it from this angle and this angle, and it was always hard for me to like stick to one opinion and perspective about something. But that's when you grow and you learn, it's very normal for your perspective to change on things. And you know, that just comes with life. And if you are the same all the time, and you have the same stance and the same this and that, especially like about, you know, politics and you know, whatever, like people can have their opinions, but if you're not growing and changing and all of that, what are you doing? You know, you're just listening to the same news outlets and looking at the same confirmation bias, and you know, you're just staying the same. And I feel like that's what they want us to do, is like stay stuck and stay behind and stay in a low state. And that's not how you grow. You are not going to find your full potential by being in one place for the rest of your life. And you know, some people are comfortable with that, and you know, me, I can't. I've always seen stuff that I've needed to like tweak, and it wasn't until recently in the last couple years that I realized I can change the things that I don't like or want to see myself improve on. But eyes everywhere, but they see no trace. Ghost in the game, never. Okay. No rush, no fear, just timing. No rush, no fear, just timing and aim. While they chase clout, I expand my lane. From whispers in streets to global respect, every move silent, but it hits direct. That's pretty cool. Trust few, watch all. Hey, from Ireland, what's up? What time is it over there? Thank you, I appreciate it. My glasses. I'm so happy that I got my lighting under control, because like I had a ring light before and I couldn't wear my glasses because you could see the ring. And I got this new light that like lights up above, like the light is above my face, so I don't get that glare unless I look up. But I'm definitely somebody who likes wearing glasses. I don't like contacts. Yes, being silent, observing others can be advanced. Yes. You know, when you silence your mind, you know, a lot of the things that I've learned on my journey was being quiet. When you silence your mind and you do that, you know, with meditation, and, you know, meditation can be so many different things. Like, for me, uh, doing chores is meditating. I can just quiet my mind, listen to whatever, you know, I like to listen to frequency tones and binaural beats. I think that's what it's called, binaural beats. And I will listen to that, and I'll just focus on my tasks, and, you know, good ideas will just start coming to me. And so when you silence your mind and you're not overthinking all the time, you have so much more room up here for good ideas to come through. And good ideas and you know, ways of solving problems, they're not going to come as easy when you're all over the place mentally. So definitely, if you're a chronic overthinker, please, you know, for your own sake, make the commitment to yourself to stop, because you can stop, but you have to get out of your own head and saying, it's really hard, it's not something I can do, I've been doing this all my life. No, you just have to intervene. You are basically your own boss. You are your own, you know, there's a lot of people that, there's a lot of different ways of going about it, but, you know, you could have the boss perspective where, like, you're your own boss and you give yourself tasks to do and you have to do it. You can be your own parent if that helps, you know, especially if you're somebody who's had not the best parents in the world, and you've had, like, an absent guardian or parental figure. You really do have to intervene with that, and say to yourself things that a healthy parent would do or say, and, you know, say, like, hey, you're safe, you're okay, you know, this or that, whatever you feel like you need to hear, you can tell yourself that. And, you know, start reassuring yourself and start validating yourself. And that's what I do. There's a lot of times where I have to reassure myself and validate myself. And if you can't validate your own self, and you are always going outside into the external world and wanting other people to give you that validation, it's not sustainable. You know, you're always going to be trying to get that validation and that praise. And I used to struggle with that. I only felt good when people were like, oh, such a good idea, you rock, blah blah blah, and I would feel that. And then, you know, however time, you know, a couple hours later, I'm back at square one. I'm feeling insecure. I don't like this, I don't like that. You know, I felt incapable. But when I started validating myself and saying, hey, you know what, you did a good job with that, or hey, you're doing a good job, period, or, you know, just being kind and loving to yourself is a part of this. It's called self-love, and having unconditional love and acceptance for yourself, especially when you make mistakes. Y'all, I make mistakes all the time, and when I do, I just have to be like, okay, this happened, I did not like how I approached things, and, you know, it's okay, we're going to continue moving forward. But in the past, I'd be like, you idiot, what are you doing, you just suck, you know, like, you're better off not living, like, stuff like that. And I know a lot of people struggle with that. And, you know, you can be your worst enemy or your best friend or a friend. And, you know, you can choose. And if you have struggled with having a poor relationship with yourself in the past, it's going to take some practice and work. Again, you're worth your own time. You are worth your own time. You can commit to yourself and, you know, walk yourself through those tough times that do come. Ooh, old khaki glasses. I have an idea. Coffee. Heck yeah. Hi from London. Oh, I think this show, it's from the United Kingdom. It's called Humans. It's on Amazon Prime. Have any of you seen that? It's like about robots in the house, and they're called like synthetics, and they look like real human beings, but they're robots, obviously, but some of them have consciousness. It's very interesting. I work in the medical field. I choose the role of someone who serves. Yes. That's amazing. And and that also helps too. Like if you're somebody who doesn't enjoy your job, or you're struggling liking your job, like my job, corporate America, it can really get to you if you let it, but I have to understand that I am helping people with the department that I am in, and I try to focus on that instead of, oh, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. No, I'm here to help and resolve issues. And so looking at your job differently can really help, and having a change of perspective. If you don't like your job, period, and there's like nothing to find joy or gratitude about, definitely get up and find something else. We do have free will. You can, I knew this one girl. She was a different thing every couple months, I swear. Like she was a jail correction or a correctional officer in a prison. And then she was a CNA and then a park ranger. She did not care. She was like, I don't like this. I'm going to go to this thing and this thing. And I forgot what she is now, but she's been there for a while. So, when you hop around, you'll eventually find something that you like. Don't be scared to step out of the space that you're in, because that's when real stuff happens, when you are unpredictable and you do things that you never thought you would do before. A lot of doors can open up for you, and you never know where it will take you. You're never stuck. You're only in that illusion of being stuck. And I get it. It can feel so real. But you have to remind yourself, again, back to that reassurance. I can grow. I can move on to better things that are more aligned with me. And I'm not stuck. And if you keep telling yourself that, you're eventually going to get yourself unstuck. Because, they can take you physically, but they can't take you mentally unless you allow it. That's why there's a lot of stories of people that were like in prison. And even though they were physically in the custody of, wherever, and they didn't really have much free will, they had their mind. They made a paradise within themselves. And, being able to adapt wherever you go is definitely very important. Like, no matter what happens, you gotta remember that your internal state's the only thing you can control. Hey, miss, thank you. I couldn't push me to the limits to work hard. Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't think you need to work all day, every day either. Think about what it is that you want to do for work if you don't like your job. Like, write down what the perfect job would be for you. Like, what time would you wake up? What time does the shift start? What time does it end? Or, do you want to work for yourself and have your own business? Write exactly what you want and read it like every day. And then eventually you're going to start finding ways to shift into that reality where you're doing whatever it is that you actually want to do. Because when you're stuck at a job that you really don't like or enjoy, it's going to tug on your soul, and it's going to tug on your body and your health, and you're going to be miserable. And don't ever let a job make you feel like you're stuck, because you're not. Hey, Steven, Manchester, England. Hey, fun. I need a pool. I do. That'd be cool. I'm a former prisoner. I was incarcerated at Goose Creek. Oh, wow. In Alaska. Staying in the comfort zone stunts your growth. Yes, exactly, phlebotomist. I have luckily never been in prison or jail, but I've definitely done things that I should have probably went to jail for. None of us are perfect. And R1, yes, it's difficult to get a job we like. I get it. You know, that can be very easy to fall down that trap. You know, they want us to feel like it's very difficult, but I'm telling you, you have to see with your mind first. You have to see yourself getting a job in that you really enjoy, and whatever that is. And when you imagine yourself having this job and you feel the feelings of it, it's going to find its way to you. It's you know, they say everything works out, and that's very true, and that's very true with your mind and what you're thinking. If you are set on this and you're like, oh, I'm going to get this job, I'm not sure where it's going to come from, but I know I'm going to do this, it's going to find you. But when you're like, oh, it's so difficult to get a job I like, or I'm just stuck here, you're going to be stuck because you're not aspiring to do more. What is meant for you will find you. It just, the universe, God just has its way of really just putting everything into place. But you have to work with Him. You have to work with the universe, and you know, you put it out there and you aspire to want more, it's going to come together. But if you're accepting that you're stuck and there's nothing you can do, what can the universe do? It's saying yes to you. You're like, I'm stuck, and the universe is like, yeah, you're stuck. God's like, you're stuck. Like, you know. But if you're like, I can do this, I can do more, you know, God and the universe are going to be like, yes, okay, let's get this party started, you know. Have you ever been in, no handcuffs. Once I was released, I got my CDL. Ooh. A phlebotomist. That's awesome. It sounds like you really enjoy it as well. Manifesting your own reality is not as easy as you say. It needs patience, state of mind, should be right, no negative thoughts, which can be achieved. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it definitely takes practice in like controlling your internal state, but it's definitely achievable. If it's something that you are trying to do and you are working towards, you're going to get to that point. But a lot of the times, if you are all over the place mentally, it is hard to, I guess, manifest what you want because you're all over the place. You know, when you are internally sound and calm and you know exactly what you want from life, it becomes easier to start creating your own reality. So that's why I always preach, like, if you are all over the place mentally, you need to get all of that out on paper, and you need to meet yourself where you're at. And then all of the amazing things are going to come with that. TWC, you can still turn yourself in. Those were so long ago. That's so funny. Hey Thunder, hey Tristan, hey AJ. In my case, I ended up in a job which I'm not good at. Oh. How'd you end up there? I'm not turning myself into jail, TW. I'm good. Hey Dixon. Hey Skyer, how are you? Thank you, Dark. Hey Short. Do you believe we have free will? And does it actually matter for doing anything productive and making decisions for the future? Do you believe? I definitely believe we have free will. We can think and feel how we want to. I think it definitely does matter. You know, you are the person that's navigating your life, you know. You're making different choices, and those choices are getting you to different places. So, you know, that's why they always say you gotta make good choices and stuff like that. Make the best choice, and you'll eventually get to wherever you're trying to go. Hey, Jonathan, what's up? TWC. I think everybody has done things that have could have gotten them to jail. Not everybody gets caught. That's why, people that are like, oh, they like look down on prisoners and inmates. They're just so dense because it's like, I know for a fact you could have probably done a lot. You probably could have ended up in the jail. We've all done things illegal things in our past. And if you haven't, I mean, heck yeah to you, but most of us, let's be real. Hey, Chris. Hey, Kevlar. Oh, I've already seen you. I'm glad you're still here, though. Nope, no free will. You don't believe in free will? What is the subject today? The subject is how to get back on track when you feel off. But now we're just talking. What content is this channel? We talk about self-mastery, self-improvement, and getting you to where you want to go. Not when we are in a simulation. Don't keep yourself stuck, Kevlar, with the we are in the matrix stuff, okay? Yeah, we kind of are, but, they want you to feel stuck so you don't go do anything. And they want you to go clock into that low-paying job and be a slave and put in all of your energy into this other person's creation. Of course they want you to feel stuck. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for that. Oh my gosh, we've been going for 61 minutes. Yes.
Can I have the rest of your drink?
No. You made your choice. Dixon, I see you. You do what you gotta do, okay? I do not care. Thank you, Chana. Alright, I think that's it for today. Oh my goodness, this was a good one. I wasn't expecting everybody to be on here on a Saturday, but I'm definitely glad you're here. Rogan. And by the way, I have been sick. If any of you missed that, I've been sick for the past couple days, and that's why I couldn't be on here. But yeah, we are only 1 or 2 footsteps. We are all only 1 or 2 footsteps away from jail, no matter where you're from, criminal or not, depending on the choices you make. Exactly. Yeah.
Can you tell your viewers I said?
Yes, Mia. Yeah, exactly. What was I gonna say about that? And the thing is we are all energy and we all have frequency, right? And those people that do heinous things, their frequency is usually pretty high, low, and if you get low enough and you allow yourself to get low enough, you are going to do things like drugs and drink and drive and maybe be violent or steal or do all these types of things if you are not in a good mental space. Anybody is capable of getting down low. Everybody is capable of basically everything. You can be good, you can be bad. There's no this or that. It just depends on your frequency and your state of mind. I don't have, dang, what's his name? Dixon was not kidding. Whatever, we're just gonna... Thank you, Phlebotomist. You're wonderful as well. I always love talking to you. I took your advice and I killed my old bad version and welcomed the new version I want. That is amazing. Good. Yeah, let that old version of you die. That's no more because you said so. Yeah, yeah, so I think it's what should I do now? I failed high school. That's okay. Hey, just don't get dumb like, oh, I'm dumb. I couldn't even complete high school. Don't get down on yourself. If you do want to go back to high school, definitely do that or get your GED. Anything's possible. But I think it's a good time. Oh, Thunder, thank you. I didn't know that was an option. Put user in timeout. 24 hours. That is awesome. I didn't know I could do that. You think school is the worst thing ever? Yeah, especially a lot of schools, especially in the United States, they don't really teach. I couldn't get through school. You know, I loved English and writing, and I love science, and you know the extracurricular activities, but the math I didn't really like it. I didn't enjoy it. But English and writing I loved. But I feel like a lot of it's a waste of time, and you know, like they teach you like elementary school math. They taught us how to do stuff like back in the day, and then now what they're teaching them, it's so unnecessarily complicated. And I just feel like, why are they trying to do all that? You know, things are more complicated enough. Like things are complicated enough. We don't need to be making things harder, especially for the children. The infinite timeline argument is nuanced than you think. Yes, that manosphere matrix is BS though. Hey, I'm getting off
Okay.
in just a second, okay? FBI surrender. FBI open up.
FBI, open up.
All right. Yeah, exactly, Kevlar. Okay, that I agree with you on. They don't focus on your strengths. Yeah, so I definitely want to try and make an impact when it comes to schools and teach children. And once I get my public speaking skills up a little bit, you know, me being on live, I've never been a huge speaker or anything like that, and this is really helping me. I'm definitely an introvert and somebody that likes to think and observe and, you know, come up with my own conclusions. I don't really talk much in my real life. I've just never really been much of, like, I just don't really feel the urge to talk that much, but on here I feel it, and I'm just trying to practice my communication skills, my speaking skills, so I can eventually try and make an impact. Because, you know, we can sit and look at the problem all day, and it can be overwhelming, like what can we do? But I feel like just starting with speaking to children and growing their confidence and boosting them up, I mean, these are our future generations. We gotta get a pretty solid foundation on them so they can move on and do things that can actually impact the world in a positive way. But I've always been somebody that was better articulating myself via writing than speaking. So that's why sometimes I'll say things and it's like, does that make sense? And it's, you know, I'm still practicing. That's what I mean you would have done. Yeah, exactly, Kevlar. I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, it doesn't teach us the variety of career options, and like the fear mongering in school. They're like, you gotta do good in school, you're gonna be flipping burgers for the rest of your life. I heard that all the time. And I was like, you know what? At this point, let me go flip some burgers, because this is all complicated and stupid and makes no sense. Like when I was a child in school, I just felt like like something was phony, something was off. And I just always had that feeling about school. And when they would be like, you gotta go flip burgers if you fail, I'm like, I'm just gonna go flip burgers, okay? You know, whatever. All right. Focus on getting... Yeah, exactly. Jonathan, that's a good point. I'm definitely aware that I say a lot, and I try not to focus on that too much, or else I'll say it more, but it's definitely something I'm aware of. I watch my videos back to try and get some like help and see where I'm struggling and then try to fix that. But definitely the ums annoy the heck out of me. All right. Ice cream, guess what? I got a new superpower. I'm putting you in timeout. What you're saying is gold. I'm trying to take your advice very seriously, and I hope you change a lot of people like me. Thank you. I really appreciate your kind words. I hope so too, and it really does make me feel good that you're able to benefit from what I'm saying. I definitely come on here and say things I wish I heard, especially in the beginning of my journey. And I definitely practice what I preach, and I lead by example. So anything I recommend, I've done it myself. And, you know, things that I've learned along the way. Is this a classroom? I guess it could be. I might start making this into a classroom. Have like a little chalkboard. This can be, put like a chalkboard screensaver on the TV. Usually we have a fireplace, but it is 80 degrees and that's just not the vibe today. But I'm definitely trying to find a better background. You know, make it a little cozier. Worst job. It's a kid for sure. Behind you. Behind me? Why'd you say behind me? What'd you see? I didn't see anything. You look like... Okay, whatever. All right. Okay. Guess what, Aunt? I got a superpower. I'm putting you in timeout. Goodbye. All right. Okay, so I think that's it. We've been going for 71 minutes. This has been a very good interactive chat. I really love talking with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not sure when the next time I'll be here. I think I'm going to be here tomorrow, since I've been sick. The last few days I've missed a lot of days of going live, and it's just something I want to get back into it. I love doing this. Behind you, you're not going to trick me. Not this time. There's nothing behind me. But yes, have a great, great weekend. I hope you all have a great Saturday. Do stuff for you. Take care of yourself. Focus on the joy. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you all. Have a good day and peace.